Yes, your subject is the DBMS. So what is the full form of DBMS? Database Management System. First of all, why we need this database management system? So first we will discuss about what is database, what is management system. First we will discuss about the database. What is meant by the database? Suppose if you want to store the any details, you need the database. Suppose if you are organizing an college, education college, if you want to store your employee details or your student details or your organization details, then you need the database. Database. You need the data. In that database, you can store the details in the form of the tables. In the form of the tables. Here, table is nothing but collection of rows and columns. Rows and columns. So database management system. Who are managing the database? Those persons are called the management. Those persons are called the management or database administrator. The database administrator. Suppose if you are storing the details in your Excel sheet also one type of the database. Oracle, SQL, these are all come under the MySQL also come under the database. So database is nothing but collection of information. We can arrange the data in the form of tables. In the form of tables, that is the database management. So what is the main purpose of this database management system means if you are organizing, if you are maintaining any organization. Example, if you are maintaining the one college, then the time you have to need to the maintain the one database for storing the your student details, your employee details, your employee salary details like this. So for storing purpose, you can maintain a database in your organization. Either it is college or any mini organization, big organization, whatever it may be. So you can maintain a database. This is the definition for the database management system. So database management system is a one type of software application. Software application using database, you can easily create your own database. You can retrieve the data from your database and you can update the data in your database. Okay, this is the general definition for the database. So database management system allows user to do the following. One, database management system allows the users to do the some things. So using database management system, the user can define data, update data, retrieve data, administration of users. So what is meant by the defined data? Defined data means users can create or modify and delete the database. Database. So if you want to maintain the your student details, you need the one database to store your student details. For that purpose, you have to create the your student table. Student table. In student table, you can define the table columns as serial number, roll number, name of the student, father name, date of birth, course, like you can like this you can define the columns in your table. Table. So you can delete the columns or rows from your database. You can modify the some columns or rows in your table. That is meant by the defined data. Update data. Provide access to the users to insert, modify. Yes, all of you please mute yourself. Yes, all of you please mute yourself. So update data means suppose you enter the 10 students of data today. If you want to, if by mistake, you enter the one student data but wrongly. If you want to change that one or update that one, you can update in the database. You can update in the database, or you want to enter the 11th student details, then you can enter the 11th student, that is called the insert. If you want to delete the 5th student details, you can delete the 5th student details, that is come under the update data. Retrieve data means suppose you stored the all the students data. If you want to see the student details, then you can retrieve that this particular student details from your database, or you can retrieve all the students data at a time in the database. That is the retrieve data means we can access the data. We can access means we can accessing the data from database, or we are retrieving the data from the database. So what are the characteristics of database management system? What are the characteristics of database management system means database management system provides the security and removes the redundancy. Provides the security. Suppose if you created the one database, you can give the one username password to that particular database. Then you can only access that database. No one can access that. If somebody knows the your username password, then only they can access. So for database, you can create the username and the passwords. So you by providing the username password, you can provide the security to your database. Next one is the and removes the redundancy. What is meant by redundancy here? Redundancy means you can avoid the duplication of the data. You can avoid the duplication of the data. Duplication of the data. Suppose if you enter the 10 students of data, roll number is 101, 102, 103 up to 110. Again, if you want to enter the 110, it is not possible in the database. So that is the repeated data. Redundancy means repeated data we can avoid in the database. Duplication of data we can avoid in the database. That is the redundancy. Provides security and removes the redundancy. Next, self-describing nature of a database system. Self-describing nature of a database system means your database system describes about your database. Either it is Excel or Oracle, MySQL, SQL. Like this, it will describe the database. How many tables are there? So which type of tables you used? What are the data types used in the tables? Like this, it will describe all the things in the database management. Next, support of multiple views of the data. It will support the in multiple views. You can access the data in multiple views. So you can access the only enter the column or enter the row, few columns, few rows like this. You can access the data from the database. Next, sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. Once you create the database, you can share your database with your colleagues or some other with your some other friendly organizations. Like this, you can share your database to with other persons. So DBMS allows entities and relations among them to form tables. If you want to create tables in the database, the DBMS allows the entities relations. So we will discuss what is entity, what is relation in future class. In next classes, we will discuss what is entity, what is relation. Next, it will follows the acid property. Acid stands for the atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. These things also we will discuss in the next class. What is atomicity? What is consistency? What is isolation? And what is durability? Acid stands for the atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. A stands for atomicity, C stands for consistency, I stands for isolation, D stands for durability. Durability. So we will discuss what is atomicity, what is consistency, and what is isolation, what is durability in next class. So DBMS supports multi-user environment that allows user to access the and manipulate the data in parallel. So database management system supports the multi-user environment. What is meant by the multi-user environment? Suppose you created the one database in your organization, you created the students table, student details table. So one person can enter the student details and one person can modify the student details and one person can delete the unnecessary student details. So one table accessed by the so many persons. That is known as the multi-user environment. So DBMS supports the multi-user environment means so many persons can work on one table. Somebody will enter the data into the Excel sheet, somebody will update the data, somebody will delete the data. So at a time, so many persons work on one single table or one single database. That is known as the multi-user environment. So these are the characteristics of database management system. So database management system provides the security and removes the redundancy. So next one, it provides a self describing nature of database system. Next, support the multiple views of the data. Next, you can share of data and multi-user transaction processing. So DBMS allows entities and relations among them to form tables. It follows the ACID properties, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. And it will provide the support the multi-user environment to you. So next we will discuss about the applications of the database management system. So what is meant by the applications of database management system? Means where we can use the database management system in real time. So till now we discussed the what is database management system, what is the need of the database management system, what are the characteristics of the database management system. So where we can use the database management system in real time, now we will discuss. So next class is tomorrow same time. In banking sector, we can use the database management system. In banking sector, we can use the database management system to store the customer information, to store the customer account details, to store the customer transactions, to store the customer transactions. We can use the database management system in the banking sector. In the banking sector. So using database management system, you can store the customer details, means customer name, surname, their beneficiary names, and the address, phone number, email ID. Like this information you can store in the database. Next one, account details, customer account number, IFSC code, whether it is savings account or current account. Like this, you can store the customer account details. And next one is the transactions, customer transactions, on which date, at what time, at the ATM center, how much he drawed and how much he deposited, she deposited. Like this, payment transactions, loans. Suppose one customer take the home loan or car loan, personal any loan, such type of details are how much, 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, how many years they wants to pay as installment. Like this, you can store this type of data in the banking sector in the database management system. Next one is the in airlines also we can use the database management system for reservations and schedule of information. In airlines, so many airlines we have, so many aeroplanes we have. So which aeroplane departing so and so date, so and so time, which aeroplane is arriving on the so and so date. Like this information you can store and you can display to the passengers. And you can store the passenger reservation details, which passenger reserved for which airline, for which airport, like this. You can store the passenger details also using the database management system. Next one is the at universities also. In universities also we can use the database management system. In universities, what purpose they will use university people to store the student information, course details, college registrations, and college grades like this. You can use the in universities using database management system in university. You can store the students of college has a 60 students. So those 60 student details you can store using the database management system. So college has the 10 employees. 10 employees. Those 10 employees details you can store in the database management system. And so college offer our university offering the 10 courses. What are the 10 course details, 10 courses details? You can store those course details in the database management system. How many colleges registered in your university? How many students registered in your university? Like this, you can store the details in the database management system in university level. Next one is the telecommunication. In telecommunication sector also, we can use the database management system. How we can use the database management system in telecommunication system? It helps to keep call records, monthly bills, maintaining balances, etc. So using database, you can store the one person details, how many calls he made within the 1 month, how many calls he received within the 1 month, how many messages he sent, how many messages he received, either he is maintaining minimum balance or not. Like this information you can store in a telecommunication levels. So that is the purpose of the database management system in the telecommunication system. Next one is the in finance sector also we can use the database management system for storing information about stock details, sales details, and purchase details of financial instruments like stock and bonds. So you in finance sector also you can use the database management system. Using database management, you can store the your stock details. How much stock you have in your warehouse, how much sales you are doing per year, per month, per day, per hour, like this. How many purchases we done like this? You can store the finance information in the database management system. So next one in sales department also you can use the database management system. So how it will useful in the sales department? So storing the customer details, product details, sales information, you can store in the database management system. Customer details. So which type of customer, how much range he is spending on the one product, on one product, and which type of product he is selecting, sales information, invoice information, like this you can store the sales details. Next one, in manufacturing department also you can use the database management system. Database management system. It is used for management of supply chain and for tracking production of items, inventories, status in warehouses. So how you can use a database in manufacturing details. Suppose if you want to establish an organization, you must need the manufacturing department. Suppose if you are want to sell the pens, then you need to manufacture the pens. If you want to sell the coolers, you need to manufacture the coolers. If you want to sell the laptops, you can manufacture the laptops. And if you want to sell the mobile phones, you can manufacture the man mobiles. For manufacture, what you required material, such type of material details. Suppose take the laptop details. How many keyboards, how many mouse, and how many desktops like this you can store how many you can require raw material, how much raw material you require. Like this you can store the manufacturing details. So if you want to manufacture the one laptop, so what are the raw material you require? How much raw material in your department are there? How much you require? How much you have to purchase? Like this details, and how many days you can take to manufacture the one laptop? Like this details you can store in the manufacturing company or manufacturing department. Next one is the HR management. HR management. So human resource, HR management means human resource for information about employees, salaries, payroll, education, generation of paychecks, etc. HR, human resource management, also one type of department in any organization. So that department will also maintain the database management system. So human resources management department will store the employee details, employee name, employee ID, their bank account details, and their net pay, gross pay. Like this, they will maintain, and their education details. And if you are paying the checks. So check details, check number, date, how much amount. Like this, they will maintain the data in the database management system. The database management system, and they will maintain the how much salary they are paying to the particular employee, how much experience that employee have in the industry. Like this information, they will maintain the in the database, HR management. So these are the applications of the database management system. First one is banking, second one airlines, next universities, next telecommunications, next finance department, next sales department, next one is the manufacturing department, next one is the HR management department. So these are the types of database management systems: hierarchical database management system, network model database management system, relational model database management system, object-oriented model. So we will discuss what is the hierarchical database management system, network model, and relational model, object-oriented model. So first we will discuss about the advantages of the DBMS. After some advantages, disadvantages. After then we will discuss about the types of DBMSs. So first we will discuss about the file-based system. So what is meant by the file-based system? Before database management system, in any organization, they used the files, some records. Suppose if you want to maintain the employee details, you maintain the one record or one file for employees. You can allocate the some few 5 pages for an employee, one employee, another 5 pages for the one employee. Like this, you can maintain the some files, some files. What are the disadvantages of the files? We covered those disadvantages in the database management system. See, no redundant data. So in the file-based system, there is a chance to duplication of data. Suppose one person enter the employee details in the one file. So tomorrow some other person came. Suppose if he enter the same data, then it will easy to duplicate the data. So such type of duplication of data we can avoid in the database management system. Data consistency and integrity. So data we can maintain the consistency and easily we can integrate the in a single unit. Suppose in our organization we have the sales department, manufacturing department, purchase department, and accounts department. So you can integrate all these department database into the single database. Single database. In file system it is not possible. So next one, data security. So using database you can give the usernames and password, you can give the access. But file-based system, anybody can open your file, anybody can read your data. Next one is the privacy also. In database management system here, we have the limited access. Easy access to data. Suppose if you want to access one employee details, simply you can log in into your database, you can access those details. So take the file-based system. If you want to see the any employee detail, then you have to say that uh, your employees, I want these details to bring that file, then it will take some time to open. So you can save the data and easy recovery and flexible. So these are the advantages compared to the file-based system. So now we will discuss the advantages of the database management system and disadvantages of the database management system. These are the advantages of the database management system. Database management system offers a variety of techniques to store data and retrieve data. Database management system. Yes. All of you, please mute yourself. Yes, please, all of you mute yourself. DBMS offers a variety of techniques to store and retrieve data. Database management offers a variety of techniques to store a employee details or student details or organization details in your database management system. Directly, you can insert the your employee details into the database or using website you can store the details into the your database or some Google Forms you can store the data in your database management system. Like that you can same way you can retrieve the data directly. You can retrieve the data from your database or using some website or some Google Forms also you can retrieve the data. So that is the first advantage of the database management system. So database management system offers the variety of techniques to store the data and retrieve the data and retrieve the data. Next one is the DBMS serves as an efficient handler to balance the needs of multiple applications using the same data. DBMS serves as an efficient handler to balance the needs of multiple applications using the same data. Say, using same data, it can handle the one minute. Using same data, you can handle the multiple applications. You can maintain the same data to the multiple applications. Same data to the multiple applications. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next one is the uniform administration. Uniform administration procedure for the data. So Just wait for a minute. Yes, next one is the uniform administration procedures for data. So it will give the uniform administration procedure for data. So means it some rules and unique rule to administrate the one procedure to administrate the your data. So if you want the numerical data, there is data type that is the number. If you want to store the thing any name, there is a one character data type that is the varchar2. Like this, it has the some details. Some unique administration, uniform administration. The next one is the application programmers never exposed to details of data representation and storage. Any application programmers never exposed to details of details of exposed to details of data representation and storage. Application programmers means anybody working using the any application. Suppose if you are working with any website, any website, then no need of the details of the what is the data storing, what is the representation of data. Simply they can fill the form. Suppose if you are filling the any student details form, any student application form, any registration form, so you are no need to bother about the what is the store, how much they are storing, what is the representation of data. Simply you can fill the data. Suppose they ask the your name, your phone number, you must simply you can enter and submit the data, then automatically it will store that data into their database management system. So next one is the DBMS uses various powerful functions to store and retrieve data efficiently. So in a database management system, we have the powerful functions. Some predefined functions are there. Using those functions, you can store the data in database management system and you can retrieve the data from the database. Retrieve means you are accessing the data from the database management system. Next one is the database management system will offers the integrity and security. You can provide the username, passwords to your database management system, and you can integrate the small databases into the large database management system. Integration means we are making the small database in the big database. Integrity. Next one is the database management system implies integrity constraints to get a high level of protection against prohibited access to data. So what is meant by this one? The database integrity constraints. So it will put the some constraints, some limitations to high level protection against prohibited access to data. Anybody, unwanted person, unauthorized person wants to access your database, then this database management system will provide the high level protection using some integrity constraints. We will discuss what is integrity, what is the constraint, how we can implement the constraints on the database in next classes, in future classes. Okay, it will provide the high level of protection against prohibited access of data. So any unauthorized person, any third person, any unknown person wants to access your database, then the time this database management system will provide the high level protection, high level security using the integrity constraints. Using integrity constraints, it will provide the protection and the security. So next one is the next advantage. A database management system schedule concurrent access to the data in such a manner that only one user can access the same data at a time. So you can schedule the your database management system who can access. Suppose yes, this Zoom link. So every day they gave the permission to me at 8 to 9. 8 to 9. Like this, you can schedule. You can schedule to the same person daily accessing same data. So same data, same subject I'm teaching to you, same link I'm accessing, though they are scheduling. Using this link, I can log into the your Zoom link and I will teach the lecture to you. Like this, you can schedule the your database also. Next one is the reduce the application development time. Using database management system, you can reduce the your application development time also. These are the advantages of database management system. First one is the database management system offers a variety of techniques to store and retrieve data. Next, database management services serves as an efficient handler to balance the needs of multiple applications using the same data. It provides the uniform administration procedures for data. Next, application programmers never exposed to details of data representation and storage. Next one is a DBMS uses various powerful functions to store data, retrieve data efficiently. Next, database management system offers data integrity and security. Next, database management system implies integrity constraints to get a high level of protection against prohibited access to data. Next one, a database management system schedules concurrent access to the data in such a manner that only one user can access the same data at a time. Next, reduce the application development time. These are the advantages of the database management system. Next, we will discuss about the disadvantages of the database management system. So, cost of hardware and software of DBMS is a quite high, which increases the budget of your organization. If you want to maintain the database management system, suppose Oracle database management system, SQL database management system, MySQL database management system in your organization, then you need the high hardware configuration and software also. So you have to buy the licensed software. Then you have to pay the some money to them, either Microsoft or some other persons. So that is the cost of it. Will some budget will affect on your organization. Most data management systems are often complex systems, so the training for the users to use the database.
मुझे ये आवाज भी सुनने नहीं आई। मेरा कई बार फील हुआ कि मैं भेड़ी हो गई। मेरे को खुद को नहीं आ रही इसमें।
Yes, can you mute yourself, all of you? Please mute yourself.
नीचे तो से भी पावर बैंक लगा के सर चार्जिंग की बात
Yes.
नहीं, पावर बैंक में साउंड की बात है।
Please mute yourself. Hello. Please mute yourself.
क्या कोडिंग करना सर?
So most
क्या सिखा रहा है
different
एग्जाम का?
systems are complex systems.
8 दिन क्लासेस जो चल रहे हैं
So then
डेली
you need to
शांति
give the training for employees who are working in your
बस हो गया
are working in your organization. If they want to utilize your database management system, then you have to give the training to them. Please wait for 1 minute.
पावर बैंक लेके लगा लेते हो।
Next one is the most database management systems are so complex systems. So some are only some database not all database management systems. Some are the complex systems. If you want to use those complex critical database management systems in your organization, if you want to your employees use those management systems, then you have to give the training to your organization employees. Training is required. That is the one disadvantage. Next one is the in some organizations, all data is integrated into a single database, which can be damaged because of electrical failure or database is corrupted on the storage media. So see here, if your organization is the big organization, you can maintain the some departments. You can store the account department details in account department database, manufacturing department details in manufacturing, and so like different database. Suppose your organization is a small organization, you can maintain only one database for all these things. Then that time it is sometimes there is a chance to damage to the database and electrical failure. If suddenly electrical failures occur, then your database will damage. So then you can lose your data in your database. That is also one type of disadvantages. Next one is the use of the same program at a time by many users sometimes lead to the loss of some data. Suppose I am accessing the one student table. I want to see the roll number 10 student details. At the same time, some person wants to delete the roll number 10 student details. Then I can lose the data. Then the time I am unable to see that roll number 10 student details. So this is also one type of disadvantage. Next one is the database management system cannot perform sophisticated calculations. So what is meant by this one? Sophisticated calculations means it cannot perform its own any calculations. Suppose if you enter the some student marks in subject 1 he got the 90, in subject 2 98, in subject 3 88, like this. It will not calculate the total itself. You have to write the code or write the some functions, then only it will calculate. Manually you have to write the some functions, then only it will calculate. By itself, database management system will not calculate the any calculations. These are the disadvantages of the database management system. So what are the disadvantages of database management system? Cost of hardware and software of a database management system is quite high, which increases the budget of your organization. Next one is the most database management systems are often complex systems. So the training for users to the use the database management system is required. In some organizations, all data is integrated into a single database, which can be damaged because of electric failure or database is corrupted on the storage media. Next one, use of the same program at a time by many users sometimes lead to the loss of some data. Next, database management system can't perform the sophisticated calculations. So till now, what we discussed, the definition for the database management system, why we need the database management system, what are the disadvantages of the file-based system, what are the advantages of the database management system, what are the disadvantages of the database management system. So next one is the database administrator. Database administrator. So who will call the database administrator? DBA. DBA stands for the database administrator. Who is called the database administrator? Who is called the principal in the organization? Who is called the chairman of the organization? Who who is budgeting the amount into the organization? That person is called the CEO of the organization. Who are maintaining the organization, that person is called as principal. Like that here also, who is managing the database management system, that person is known as the database administrator, DBA. Who is managing the entire database management system, that person is known as the database administrator. So he has some roles or some responsibilities or some functionalities we will discuss. What are the functionalities of a database administrator, or what are the roles of the database administrator, or what are the responsibility of the database administrator. So now we will discuss. So already, what is the definition for the database administrator? Who is database administrator? Who is managing the database, total entire database? That person is known as the database administrator. Database administrator. So what are the responsibility of the database administrator, or what are the roles of database administrator, or what are the functions of database administrator? Yes, as a person, what is your roles and responsibilities daily? So daily you have to wake up and you have to brush, bathing. If you are doing the job, you have to go to the job and you have to do the very well in the job office, and you have to come out to the office, and you have to come to the again your home, and you have to listen the classes. These classes, these are the functionalities or responsibilities or roles in daily activities. So like that, one database administrator has the some functions or roles and responsibilities. So what are those things? Now we will discuss. So software installation and maintenance. First responsibility is the software installation and maintenance. Suppose if you want to maintain the one database in your organization or in your systems, the database administrator will install that database. Either if you want to maintain the Oracle or SQL or MySQL, whatever it may be, you have to install that software in your system, Or if you want to use the Excel, then he has to install the Excel. If you want to use the MS Access, then he has to install the MS Access software. First responsibility. After then, he has to maintain that software. That is the first. Next one is the data extraction, transformation, and loading. So what is meant by the data extraction, transformation, and loading? Shortcut is the ETL. E stands for the extraction, T stands for the transformation, L stands for the loading. Data extraction, transformation, and loading refers to the efficiently importing large volumes of data that have been extracted from multiple systems into the data warehouse environment. Suppose if you are maintaining a large amount of data in your Excel sheet or in your SQL or in your MySQL or in your MS Access, if you want to import that data into the single database in data warehouse, what is meant by the warehouse? Data warehouse here. Warehouse means in general meaning we can store the our products. We can store the output in the warehouse. Like that in data warehouse, we can store the our data in the past years data. So that is called the data warehouse. So you are store the data in different files, Excel sheet or MySQL, Oracle, SQL, and MS Access, MS Excel, and like this. Then this person has to extract that data from different files and integrate the data into the data warehouse. Data warehouse, and he has to load the data into the data warehouse. That is the data extraction, transformation, and loading. This is the second functionality of the database administrator or second responsibility of the database administrator. Database administrator. First one is the software installation and maintenance, and second one is the data extraction, transformation, and loading. So third one is the specialized data handling, data backup and recovery, security, authentication, capacity planning, performance monitoring, and database tuning, troubleshooting. These are the 10 responsibilities or 10 functionality of a particular database administrator. So already we discussed there are two responsibilities or two functionalities of a database administrator, and remaining 8 we will discuss in the next class. In the next class, yes, somebody asked me, sir, can you share this database? Yes, I will share this PPT. So if you message me personally, then I will share with you. So after completion of all the units, I will share this one. I think you have some book with you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will share.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, I posted my number also, 9177411480.
Thank you so much, sir.
नंबर से वो PPT शेयर करने के